Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm going to basically do this really intense red kind of smoky eye. I'm going to be using the 35O palette and just kind of wanted to do something that showed that off a bit, and I've just paired it with like a really nice kind of brown nude lip. It's actually Velvet Teddy I'm wearing on my lips just now. So I just kind of paired it with that and really pretty bronzy glowing skin. Apologies, my sister has a cold. That's what you can hear in the background, along with probably my dogs barking. I just basically wanted to sit down and film a really relaxed chatty video. So if you want to see how I get this look, then just keep watching. Hi guys! Okay, so we're going to do a look with the Morphe 35O palette because firstly I think it's beautiful, and I don't think I've used this in a tutorial yet, but I figured I would use this just as the kind of only eyeshadow palette. I don't use it nearly as often enough as I probably should. Let's move the hair out of the face. So I'm going with Urban Decay. This is just the eyeshadow primer portion first. And I'm just going to put this all over the lids. I'm actually not sure about this product. It's quite oily. I think I'm going to do my eyeshadow first. Okay. So I'm going to try and set that. So this is the 35O. This isn't the matte, all matte or the all shimmer. It's just, I don't know if you can see that. And I really love this palette and I don't use it nearly as often as I should, considering how long it took me to get my hands on it. I'm basically just going to go in with that matte white and just to set the eyelids, just to make it easier to blend any other shades that we use on top. Oh, I'm going to zoom you in a bit. That's a bit better. I also apologise if my lighting's a little bit funny. It's currently, it's 7 o'clock, so I'm using like the last remainder of daylight we kind of have left to film, because I don't currently have a ring light. I'm actually looking to get a really nice cheap one just to film later on at night so that I don't have to rely so heavily on natural lighting. I think I'm going to go in with this really kind of light orange, and I'm gonna go I think just in the crease with that for now. There's not a lot of lid space. I'm gonna go into the eyes with that as well. You're basically just blending this out to create a like transition so that when you put any other colours on top, they're going to blend better. I'm going to go in with this kind of satiny shade knit and just blend that in. We're going to put this on the outer third and blend into the crease. And you can see here I'm kind of using it in windscreen wiper motions. I'm kind of just blending it out and tapering it to a point. Trying anyway, it's not always that easy. Okay, I'm gonna go in now. It looks like an orange. It looks really orange on camera, but actually that's probably the the most orange. I'm gonna go in with this. This does have like, it's like a red or pink undertone to it, so I'm going to go in with that red. I don't want it quite as orange as that yet. And again, I'm just going to work that into the crease. And I have changed brushes for this as well. I've gone in with a slightly, this is a like stippling eye brush, and this is kind of like a dual fibre kind of stippling, and it's for the eyes, so it's not quite as dense, it doesn't pick up quite as much product. And it helps just to kind of diffuse the colour. Well, that's the idea anyway. We're going to go in with this shade. So again, this is more red toned as opposed to kind of yellow or orange toned. So we're going in with this one. However, I'm going to wet my brush. I say I'm going to use Fix Plus. I have none of that left. So I'm just going to use a generic. This is actually the New Look makeup setting spray, which is actually pretty good. Cost me £5, and actually it's really nice. It really helps keep makeup on. Although, to be fair, as a brand in general, I don't actually think MAC are not affordable. I think that in the realms of professional makeup and kind of the prices of makeup now, I actually think MAC's more on the affordable side, which is actually nice. So I'm just going to put this on like the lid area, just kind of in the centre, and then I'm going to buff it out once it dries a bit. All I'm doing is building up the colour and the intensity bit by bit. You can always build the colour up and build the intensity up. You can't take away from it, so go in with a light hand, and then if you want more colour, build on it. And I always find the right eye really difficult to do. And I really recommend for the shades in the Morphe palette, the ones that are not satin but the ones that are super metallic, the pigment on them is insane. They are essentially what looks like a pressed pigment, and so wetting your brush will really bring the colour out. Don't be afraid to kind of respray your brush if you need to, even when there's product on it. And I used a flat shader to apply that as well. I'm just going to go back in with the like dual fibre brush. No, I've changed my mind, I don't want that. This is a base shadow brush from Real Techniques. I'm just going to go in and just in the crease just buff that out. You can see the shadows are really pigmented. I've got a tiny little bit of fallout just on the tops of the cheekbones, or what should be my cheekbones. It's kind of inspired by like Chanel and you know, the red smoky eye that was going on, and I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go in with this just to highlight the inner corner and potentially put a little bit on the middle of the eye just to bring it out more. I'm just going to tap off some of the excess. I just want a tiny little bit more intensity. So in the crease, I'm going to go in with a mixture of these two mattes, just in the crease. And then go back in with that base shadow brush and then buff all the edges out. I'm going to go in with a tiny bit. This is, I have a favourites video coming up. I am obsessed with this just now, with a tiny bit of this on my skin. Just one pump, and this is the Tanya Burt Face Illuminator. And it does have a slight kind of golden tint to it. Probably not the best thing for fair skin, but it's really hydrating. and it makes your skin glow through the foundation, so it's quite good to use and like to mix in with a matte foundation if your skin's feeling particularly dry, or to add like a little bit more of a glow. If you want to do something like that, it's brilliant for that. I don't know if you can see that on the hand, but it's just, so it tints ever so slightly, and it's a good base as well. I'm going to go in with the Match Perfection. That's the one thing I love about a beauty blender. If you don't like the coverage you're getting with a brush, if you're getting streak marks, if there's just something about the foundation that's really not working, change and use a sponge. This is quite a light coverage. This is kind of light to medium, and it is definitely buildable. Although look a little less crazy now my brows are done. I'm just quickly, they are a little bit too warm tone, and I actually think I want them a tiny little bit darker, so I'm probably going to get a darker pencil from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I'm going to go in with a tiny little bit of concealer. I'm going to go in, this is the Bourjois Radiance Reveal. This is amazing for concealing spots and for under the eyes. It's really like moisturising and like, it's just really nice for under the eyes. But I like mixing it with a bit of Naked Skin because it just helps to brighten, but Naked Skin is a little bit full coverage. See, it's really full coverage, but it's not. This is the Naked Skin Weightless Concealer, just to kind of lighten it up, because it is considerably, it's lighter, but it's not quite as orange, I think. Like, I've noticed that because it's quite neutral, the Bourjois one's quite warm toned, whereas it's quite orangey. Whereas and they are completely uneven. Doesn't matter. Sponge again with the pointed end, and I'm going to go in with the under eyes first because they will set quicker, and then do the rest of the face. I basically like to just pounce, is that a word? And what I'll do is go back in with the actual brush that will probably just have a tiny touch of product left on it, and you just blend it away. And that thick is it. Solei Tan de Chanel to bronze. This is very warm toned, which I like in a bronzer, but it's really easy to blend away. It's really creamy and I love it. And then I'm going to use the Loreal Infallible Sculpt to contour. This is a really nice, you can see I love this product because it's probably the only thing in my entire makeup collection that I actually hit pan on. I'm just going to use this to contour very lightly. The New Look makeup is really good. I was actually really, let's do a little bit onto the lip as well. I really want Kat Von D to bring out cream contour because she would kill it. Her powder contour kit is amazing. I do really like it for drugstore contour, like cream contour is really nice, but I do find it's quite difficult to blend out. It's quite waxy, so you do really just need to take a little bit of time with it. And I'm going to go in with a brush just to apply this initially, and then what I like to do is swirl, but you can see I've used this a lot but I barely made a dent in it. I like to swirl my brush in it and then tap the excess off on the lid. And that just gives a more natural finish. And basically just use this on the perimeter of the face. Make sure you do the ears. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just set all of that cream with a tiny little bit of bronzer, like powder bronzer. So this is, I'm just going to go in with my Clarins because it's the one I've got nearest to me. And again, just in a dual fibre, bring it down the neck and just through the cheekbones. Basically in a 3 shape. So you go the temples, the forehead, down the cheekbones, the ears, and then the jaw. I'm starting to look more human, which is good. And then down the neck as well, if you are a little bit paler. I do like to just go on the perimeter. I do like to take a little bit of bronzer along the cheeks, just because that is normally where I tan. So I've gone with highlighter. Again, this is Soft and Gentle by MAC. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I mean, oh, that's the Chanel bronzer. It is a really pretty shade. It is probably a little too dark for really pale skin, but because I've bronzed myself up, I can get away with it. So on the tops of the cheekbones. I basically just put this everywhere. I was also recently in Debenhams and seen the Makeup Forever, I think it's Starlit powder, and it looks incredible. I think it's the one Jaclyn Hill's going on about, number 13. Oh my god. This is literally the only way I can get a curl in them, is I have to like clamp my lashes. So I'm going to curl them and then I'm going to use a new mascara. Normally if I'm having a bad lash day, which to me a bad lash day is defined by not being able to keep a curl in your lash. If that happens, I normally just put fake eyelashes on. So I'm going to use, this is the Mega Volume Mist Baby Roll Waterproof, and this is by Loreal. This is their newest one. Ooh, the wand's quite cool. I don't know if you can see that, if it'll focus. Will it focus? Focus, the bitch. Yeah, so it's a really cool wand. I've never seen that before. I always get it everywhere. It's not, I mean, there's not a massive amount of product clinging to the brush, and I suppose that's why it's so good at separating. And I wouldn't say it's amazing at holding a curl or anything. It's not making my lashes go straight, so without any eyeliner on, normally I look ridiculous. But that's actually quite nice. I quite like that. I'm gonna go in, I was gonna use the Kylie Jenner lip liner, but they're shit. The actual pencil is not glued in and they fall out and they break. So I'm gonna use, this is Gosh, this is Nougat Crisp 001. It's really pigmented. It's actually really similar to the Kylie Jenner one I've got. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's really, really soft texture, so it goes everywhere. I'm now going to use, this is the Tanya Burr Cosmetics lipstick in Birthday Cake. Looks like that. I'm going to use this all over the lips. Oh no, it's a little bit too pink. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to use Velvet Teddy instead. That's better. Perfect. And then fix the hair. So that is the finished look. I'm just going to spray Fix Plus. And it always goes in your hair. So that is the finished look. I'm just going to zoom you in. So here's the eyes. You can see clearly shite at mascara.